today I'm going to guide you through a beginning meditation practice. We'll warm the body up just gently so that we can sit comfortably for a good 20-25 minutes. And we'll just learn the basic principles of what it is to sit for a long period of time, what it is to quiet the mind, even when it feels like the mind won't quiet down, and really just settle into the idea of being a beginner. So find yourself on your mat, and we'll begin here in a seat. I have one blanket with me, and all I've done is taken a blanket, folded up, and I'm going to fold it one more time, so I've got a really nice little rectangle to sit on. And I kind of sit on the edge of that. So I'm sitting on the blanket and also on the mat. And that just props my hips up a little higher. You might want to use a bolster or something to really elevate your seat so that your hips are higher than your knees so that there's no pain. And if sitting for a long period of time begins to get uncomfortable, you always have the space to lie down. You can always sit in a chair. You can always straighten out your legs. So don't feel that when you come to your meditation practice, you have to sit for that amount of time, for the whole time, especially if you're so uncomfortable. When you're beginning, there's room, right? There's room for trial and error and to see what works for you. We don't come to our beginning meditation practice thinking we can sit for an hour or longer in meditation. We want to really begin where we are and honor that place where we are. So there's room to move. There's room to decide what feels best in your body. And as you continue to practice, as you continue to create maybe a daily practice, the sitting becomes easier and longer. So grab your seat, grab your blanket to sit on. If that's what you're choosing, grab your chair, lay down, whatever's going to work for you. We are going to start with a few movements, so maybe don't lie down just yet. All right, so from this seat, I like to bring my shins, I like to bring my shins about crossing mid-shin and squaring up the feet or turning out the feet and drawing the toes back just for a moment here so that you can feel your alignment of the spine of the seat and of the knees and hips. And then just bring your hands towards the front of the shins and feel the hands press into the shins, the shin bones press into the hands. And you're going to use that to inhale, pull the heart forward. And then on your exhale, you'll draw the navel back toward the spine and just round. So a little seated cat-cow to move the upper body a bit. Move with your breath. Your inhale will take you to an arch, an open heart. Shoulders drawing down the back. And your exhale will round your spine. You can really exaggerate this a bit if it feels good in your spine and neck. How about 4 more? And really get into the pace of your breath here. Today's meditation will be a breath-centered, breath-focused meditation. So we're beginning here. We're beginning here, noticing our breath. If it feels good, you can close the eyes or you can keep them open, but really letting your attention come to the breath. And the longer we sit here, that'll become easier. So it's okay if the mind's busy right now. But you're just guiding it back to the breath as you move. Let's finish this one here and then come to neutral. Very good. And then let's take the left fingertips over towards the right knee. And if this is too far for you, you can keep the fingertips to the ground. I really like it here as well. and then right fingertips behind you. So same idea, you're going to press your hand, either the fingertips to the ground or palm to the knee, press the knee into the palm. And then your right fingertips behind you, they're pressing into the earth. And feel your seat press down, your spine reach up, reaching from the crown of the head. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale, twist. And take one more breath to really lengthen. See if you can soften your sit muscles, your seat. And gaze past your back shoulder. Stay for one more breath here, softening as you keep your twist. Unclench the jaw. And then we'll slowly unwind back to center. And we're going to change the cross of the legs here. So opposite shin bone comes out in front. Again, crossing mid-shin. Pull your toes back. Sit up nice and tall. Let your seat anchor down. And then we'll do the same thing where we bring the right hand now to the left knee or out in front. Press the hand into the knee or into the earth. Left hand behind you, rooting into the earth. Sitting up nice and tall, inhaling. And then exhale, twisting from the belly. So your hands aren't twisting you. The breath and the belly, the ribs, the chest are twisting. Softening the seat, letting it land again and again. And twist. Take one more breath to lengthen. And twist. And hold here, softening the jaw. You might release it. Opening the mouth. Softening the tongue, softening the throat, softening your gaze. And then exhale, we'll return to center. Very good. From here, last thing, let's bring the left fingertips over to the left and reach the right arm up, and you're just going to lean over to the left. Stretching the side ribs, breathe into the right side ribs. Keep your right seat down. And then we'll come back up. Pausing to notice. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. Right fingertips over, lean over, and the arm comes over. What happens here is the shoulder moves up towards the ears a lot. So let that bottom shoulder relax, let that top shoulder relax. If it's too much to reach the arm, don't worry. You can always keep it down at your side and come back up. Really great. And then let's just get into the hips a little. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide, and shift yourself. Well, you can sit up tall for a moment, actually. Pressing your feet into the mat. Feel your hips, or your feet in towards one another, and feel your hips activate. Your knees might lift a little. And then let that relax. Knees and hips relax. You might even peel your feet open and forward fold. Unclench the jaw. It's really not about how far you're going here. It's that your knees are comfortable and that you're opening up your hips. And we'll come back up on the inhale. Really great, everyone. And how about we do this? Let's just stretch the legs out for a moment. I'm going to shift my view. So I'm going to stretch my legs out, maybe move the sit bones a little, and just sit up nice and tall. You can do this sitting on your blanket. I'm just going to leave my blanket where it is. Let's sit up nice and tall. Find a nice tall spine, reaching through your feet, reaching through the crown of the head. Take a breath here. And let's just forward fold. Let it feel really yummy, opening up the backs of the knees. You don't have to go very far. You can reach for your toes. You don't have to keep a straight spine here. We're going to spend quite a bit of time trying to keep a straight spine in our seat, in our seated meditation. So it's okay if you let yourself round here. Give yourself a little bit of space. Last breath. Really great. Looking up at your toes. We'll inhale to come up. And then just waggle your legs, your toes. Just bring some movement here. And then let's get started. So hopefully you're feeling warm. And you'll take a seat. For me, sitting with a little bit of a wider knee feels really good to me. You can do what we did at the beginning with the shins crossed if that felt good. Sitting up on some props, sitting on a chair, laying down. Now would be the time to find that position for yourself. And we'll begin. So remembering this is a beginning meditation practice. Even if you are a practitioner of meditation for a long time, it might feel nice to come back to sort of the basics and sort of giving yourself some movement and some space to be a beginner. And the last thing I'll say before we really move into this is that however your practice is today, if your mind is busy, very active, if it feels as though you're with the breath for a moment and then your mind is racing to the past, to the future, to wherever for longer than a few minutes, and then you notice it, that's okay. So the practice of meditation is that we're practicing to find the stillness. We're practicing to find the quiet mind. Doesn't mean it's going to be that way every time you come to your mat. More often than not, it might not be that way. There's a lot going on in our lives in this day and age. So give yourself that space and really come at this practice non-judgmentally, without any criticism, really opening your heart to loving kindness for yourself, for even making it to your mat right now today, making it to your practice today. So that being said, let's find our seats. I'm going to keep my hands down on my thighs as sort of a grounding practice. You can choose to do that or allow the palms to spin up. Whatever feels best for you today. I'm going to go with that grounding practice with palms down. And let the eyes close gently if this is comfortable for you. If you'd like, you can keep your gaze open, but let the gaze be soft. And if you are closing the eyes, let the eyelids close gently. The eyelids close gently, so there's no tension around the eyes. And then when you feel that there's less tension in the eyes, you might notice if there's tension in other parts of the face, like the forehead or the temples, the cheeks, the jaw. You might just unhinge, let it dangle a little bit. And then allow the mouth to rest gently closed or slightly open. And take a breath here, in through the nose, and watch it move back out. Soft jaw, soft eyes, and then sense your shoulders, your neck, your throat, and shoulders. Noticing any tension here. Seeing if you can soften the throat. Allow the shoulders to move down the back. And feel the back of the neck is long, easily supporting the head. You might notice that allowing the chin to just gently drop so that it's parallel to the floor will feel really nice here. And now bring your attention down towards the chest, the ribs, the belly. I'm feeling any tension here. Let's take a breath here and let it go. And if there's any tension here, just feeling it soften, especially in the belly. And as you let the belly soften, you're still keeping that nice upright spine. Take another breath here, feeling that softening of the belly. And as you soften the belly, can you sense your seat on the mat or on the blanket or on the chair? Softening, anchoring. Take another breath here. And another one. And one more to sense your whole body here in this meditation position. Nice tall spine, rooted seat, soft belly, soft face. And there's always room for adjustments. So again, we'll find our breath, our connection to our breath, and allow the breath to be our anchor for our practice today. So find your next inhale, filling your belly, your ribs, your chest. And let it go. And your next inhale coming in through the nose, filling belly, ribs, and chest. And let it go. And again, follow the breath in through the nostrils, belly, ribs, chest, fill up. And watch it go. And then continue just to watch your breath here. Watching the inflow and the outflow. And watching how the body responds to your breath. first, this might be a little challenging. The mind might be busy. So I'm going to invite you, when the mind is busy, to notice where the mind goes. Does it go into planning, thinking, fantasizing? Notice where the mind goes. You might even label it as planning, thinking, fantasizing, whatever it is. Label it and then bring your attention back to the breath. The breath is challenged. Bring your attention back to your seat on the mat, your face softening, your belly softening. Your belly softening and the breath filling the belly. The belly releasing the breath. Your belly softening. Your belly releasing the breath, staying soft. So as I gently take my voice a little softer, a little quieter, keep staying with your breath. And when you move out of the practice into your thoughts, notice it, label it, and then come back to the breath. Come back to your body. Come back to your breath. Again and again. As we quietly meditate together on our breath. with the noticing, coming back again and again. And reminding yourself to be a beginner. Notice what's coming up for you. Notice the busyness of the mind, or if it's quite content and quiet. It's not good or bad. Just is the practice of today. You might start to notice just the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. As we gently begin to bring our meditation to a close. So noticing the length of your breath now for this last minute. Let's now bring our palms toward our heart center in prayer and gratitude. Bowing in with gratitude in your heart. Hearts for this practice of being a beginner. Of watching our breath. Using our breath as the teacher. And remembering that you always have access to your breath. And you always have access to this meditation whenever you find that you have a few minutes, 5, 10, 30, an hour. You can practice this meditation by simply watching your breath. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Om Shanti. Namaste.